Are you and Pichu still cool with each other? Why did you collab with Jay, Pichu's friend? How's life in LA? How do you deal with all the pressure and problems of life in general? Like, will I ever collab with Phil? Or what advice would you give your younger self? What's up guys, it's Asia. So today I wanted to do a video where I basically address everything. I feel like after my last video I did a little collaboration with Jay Pichu, and as you guys may know, he's Phil's friend and he's also my friend. So I feel like a lot of you guys are like, oh Jay, like he's an L-man's, oh you guys must be doing stuff like behind the camera or whatever, but we're not. Whatever narrative that you guys are making up in your head, like cut it out, because that's honestly like really mean. I feel like you guys are like bullying him and he did nothing wrong. We're just friends. Phil, I feel like he doesn't have an issue. Me and Phil are cool, which I'll talk about a little bit in this video because I posted on my story. You guys ask me questions, things that you feel like I need to address. A lot of you guys asked me that. I feel like that's a common question, so I give you guys updates here and there. I did a few like videos where I'm basically doing Q&As, never have I ever, would you rather. These are all like Q&A type of questions, but now I'm here to come on here solo and answer some of the questions that you guys may have for me. With that being said, let's go ahead and start answering some of your questions. Alright you guys, so I went ahead and kind of looked over some of your questions on Instagram, so I'm gonna just start answering them in no particular order. First question, how is your life going now that you don't have to be around P2? I feel like the wording of that question is kind of odd, like now that you don't have to be around P2. I was never forced to be around Phil. We enjoyed each other's company, but my life, how is it going now? So like I still live in the same place, like I'm still going to college, I'm still working the same job that I did when I met Phil. So the only thing that I would say is different is just my social media presence. I'm trying to keep up with that because prior to meeting Phil, like I wasn't really into social media like that. I kind of just like posted whenever I wanted to, and I would honestly like go ghost for like months and like go MIA, and that was just normal. But now I feel somewhat obligated to like keep you guys like updated with my life for some reason. I don't know, like social media is weird like that. You guys might not care at all, but I have a lot of love for the people that still like ride it out with me, like even though I'm not with him. So how my life is going, just working, going to school, it's pretty normal stuff. Next question. If you had the chance to go back in time and fix a mistake, would you? No, I don't think I would, because I honestly have no regrets.
Yes, sir.
Like I feel like anything that's ever happened, I feel like was meant to happen. I learned from my mistakes, and I feel like I wouldn't be the same person I am today if I had not made those mistakes. I would not go back in time and fix a mistake. This is a pretty general question. How are you doing? I'm doing all right, you know. If we want to get deep into it, I'm doing okay. I'm happier, I feel like, than I was, but I don't feel things as hard anymore. And it's kind of sad. Like I don't know how to describe that. Like I feel like before I used to get very happy, or if something would hurt me, I would feel that pain with my entire being. I felt things, and I feel like now I don't feel things as much. I feel kind of like numb towards things. Like things that used to bother me before, I couldn't care less about. Like I'm kind of just like whatever, like it is what it is. Although I'm not getting hurt as bad, I don't get excited over things as much anymore, and I'm trying to like get better at that. Like I'm on my summer break right now. I'm kind of just enjoying the time to just like focus on myself, and like I'm trying to work out more, but I'm trying to like elevate and like work more like in higher end retail, and it's just kind of hard because they want you to have experience, but how are you supposed to get experience if no one will hire you due to the fact that you don't have experience? Like, and that's facts. Someone tell me in the comments like how do you do this, because your girl is struggling. And like going back to the whole like emotional thing, I feel like a lot of times people say like, oh Asia, you've changed, you changed. I'm like, yeah, I have changed. Like I was hurt. Pain changes you, it changes people. I just have like these walls that prevent me from feeling anything. I just choose not to feel anything at all, just to prevent myself from getting hurt. The downside of that is that I just don't feel as happy anymore. Kind of just feeling like I'm in a waiting room for real, true happiness. But I'm hoping that comes maybe after I graduate and I really start focusing on like my career and everything. That was a pretty simple question, how are you? That is really like, really, that's how I'm doing. Someone asked, what are you mixed with? I feel like I've answered this question before, but just to remind you guys, I am Filipino and Tunisian. You know, Filipino, Asian, and then Tunisian is North African, Mediterranean, you know. I'll go ahead and move on. That's pretty straightforward. Okay, so this is the question I feel like you guys were waiting for. Are you and P2 still cool with each other? Like, do you guys still talk, whatever? we are cool. Like, we don't talk every day, we don't link up. I talked to him I think a couple weeks ago. We kind of caught up a little bit. We were laughing on the phone. I don't know, it was a really good conversation to me, just to like hear his voice and like talk about life in general. I feel like we're so different and grown so much. It was just good to hear that he's doing the things that he told me he was gonna do, and I'm doing the things that I told him that I was gonna do, and I feel like we're both very proud of each other. Well, at least I'm proud of him. I would say we're cool. Like, I don't think there's any bad blood between us, like, whatsoever. Next question. Why did you collab with Jay Pichu's friend? Honestly, I asked on my story, like, oh, who would want to collab and be in my next video, and he swiped up. He was just like, oh, like, I'm down. Me and him were cool. Like, we continued following each other even after the breakup. Like, we're cool. We don't hang out every day. We're not texting like every day. Like, it's not like nothing like that. It's just we've always been like cool with each other, very cordial. So I was like, oh, like, I haven't, you know, talked to Jay in a long time. I think it would be a good opportunity for us to go see each other and do a little like content together, whatever. That's honestly all it was. It was nothing malicious going on behind the scenes. I know you guys like to think that. I like to keep it drama free over here, you know, so that's why we collaborated. It was nothing that deep. Okay, next question. Have you achieved your goals for this year? Not quite. I mean, the year's not over quite yet, but my goal for this year was to graduate. I do graduate in December, so I just gotta, you know, stick to that. My other goals for this year were to get a new job. As I just mentioned, like, I'm looking for the job right now. I'm just kind of like waiting on to hear back from different people. It's just a waiting process. So no, I have not achieved that goal yet. I haven't graduated yet, but otherwise, everything else is pretty good. You know, I'm working out more. I wanted to get more toning in my stomach. I feel like I got a little fluffy, you know, during the pandemic, and you guys commented about that. You guys pointed that out, which I didn't necessarily like, but y'all checked me on that. You know, I'm working out now, so it's all good. I'm still pursuing my goals for this year. Haven't been accomplished yet, but I'm still working on it. Okay, how's life in LA? Life in LA is so strange. Like, I love it. It's like a love and hate relationship. I love LA. I feel like everything is in LA, like everything you need. Because for me, like, I want to pursue fashion. Like, you can pursue fashion, you can pursue music, acting, modeling. It's just so many opportunities, and you never know who you're gonna meet out here, so I feel like it's great for that. However, the people, and I feel like it's not even the people that are born and raised in LA, I feel like it's the people that come from like out of state or out the country that move to LA, and they like have this persona, but it comes off as like arrogant and fake. Like, there's a lot of fake people who try to use you, take advantage of you, clout chase, gold digging, all of that. Like, all the stuff that you see on social media, there is like an element of truth to that. People are very fake, and you just have to learn how to navigate those people. And like, you know, if people want to be fake and use you for something, figure out a way that you guys can come to a mutual agreement. You know, you guys don't need to be friends. Like, everybody's not your friend, but living in LA is nice. Like, the weather is good, the weather is fair, everything's here. Beaches, mountains, desert. LA is not too bad. I'm just gonna start answering questions faster. So what's your favorite color? My favorite color is turquoise blue. A lot of people think it's black. I wear a lot of black, but turquoise blue, like Tiffany blue, like that's my favorite color. How tall are you? You are also very pretty. Well, thank you. But I am 5'1". People think I'm taller, but I've been showing myself standing up next to other things more often, and you guys are starting to understand that I'm pretty short. Okay, beaches or pools? I say beaches because they're more versatile. You could do like, you know, water sports and stuff like surfing, and like you can be on a boat, parasailing. Beaches for sure. How do you deal with all the pressure and problems of life in general? I feel like you just have to stay positive and like just not let things phase you. I take a lot of deep breaths. Like, when I feel very stressed out, I acknowledge the issue. I take a deep breath before I even like address it. I just need that pause to like really think about how to resolve issues. Like, I feel like a lot of times when there's like an issue or like problems and people are under pressure, they act impulsively. That deep breath just prevents you from doing anything that you might like regret later. Like, trust me, it works for me. So if you do have a lot of pressure in your life, don't victimize yourself and work through it. Stay positive, because in the end, everything's gonna be okay. And if it's not okay, it's not the end. Shout out to John Lennon, you know, that's a quote by him, like, everything will be okay in the end, and if it's not okay, it's not the end, which is true. Every time I thought my world was falling apart, it ended up fine. Shoot, I'm still here. Next. Okay, what's your favorite food? My favorite food, I'd either say is like spicy crab legs or shabu. Like, I really love like hot pot. Let's see. Your favorite vacation spot? Okay, so my favorite vacation spot, I would say locally, it would have to be the Terranea in Palos Verdes. I used to go there like as a kid, so it's very nostalgic for me. But as of recently, I really enjoyed going to Hawaii. I would want to go to Oahu and like Honolulu because I've never been there. Like we went to like all the pretty like low-key islands actually. But I really enjoyed Maui. That was fun. I really liked the beaches and like the big island. I enjoyed hiking in Hawaii. Yeah, Hawaii's fun, but I'm not very well traveled, so more traveling is to come, and maybe I could like revise this question in the future. So you guys are asking, will I ever collab with Phil or do any more videos with him? I don't know. As of right now, I don't have any videos planned with him. I don't know, maybe in the future we will get together one day, but don't expect that to happen anytime soon. I don't know. Okay, so I feel like I answered a good amount of questions. I'll go ahead and answer a couple more and then close out this video. I seem to have got a lot of questions from King Des 116. So you asked, what's your ultimate goal in life? My ultimate goal in life is to be happy. But I guess I would say I want to be happy and healthy, both physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of that. I just want to be healthy and I want to be successful, and everyone's definition of success is pretty like different. I guess if I want to define success, I just want to be financially free and feel confident that I left a legacy. And by financially free, you can interpret that as rich, wealthy, whatever. I just want to be able to buy the things and do the things that I want to do without stressing about it. Like I want to travel the world. Like if I want to book a flight and I want to take a vacation for a week or two, I just want to do it and have no limitations when in terms of like how much things cost. And I want to feel like I left a legacy where like people look to me for like inspiration. I feel like I would be able to see my brand, you know, as like a global thing. That would be like my goal in life. Mostly happy though. You can go to the video where I read the letter that 16-year-old me wrote to 21-year-old me, and that was like the thing that she said or that I said, is that I just want to be happy and in love. That's kind of another goal that still hasn't changed. And then, do you ever plan on retiring from YouTube? I do plan on retiring from YouTube. Even though I barely post as it is now, I feel like it's gonna really like dwindle if I get the career that I really, really want. You know, like I want to be a creative director for like a large fashion house, and I feel like that's gonna take a lot of time, you know, to do. And I also want to start my own clothing brand that hopefully will branch off into other things. So it's like I want to have like my clothing brand, and eventually it will become like fragrance, swimwear, cosmetics, like all of that. Like I just want to keep growing off of that. And I feel like in order to do that, I would really have to be, you know, like a very invested businesswoman, and I might not have as much time for YouTube. But if I ever do retire from YouTube, that's why. It's because I made it. But anyways, next question. Are you going to get another pet? I've always wanted a dog. I've never had a dog. Maybe after I move out and I have like a stable job, I'll get a dog. But I have Benji right now. Like Benji lives with me. Like I ended up keeping her. It's a girl. We used to think he was a boy, but I don't know if I ever even addressed that, but it's a girl. But I do want a dog though. See, are you a Cardi fan? Yes, I'm a Cardi fan. I'm just gonna keep going. When will you meet your fans in person in New York? So it's actually funny because my biggest demographic on YouTube and Instagram is in New York, which actually surprises me just due to the fact that I've never been to New York. But if there's enough demand for, you know, a meet and greet or something like in New York, I will definitely do that, because I've always wanted to go to New York. Like that's actually the next place on my bucket list to travel to. And if the fans want to meet me in New York, I'm down to set something up if there's enough demand for it. And let's see, let's do one more question. What advice would you give your younger self? I feel like I kind of mentioned this already in the video, is just to not get stuck on the little things. I feel that I would get fixated on stuff and be really hard on myself, and I just want to advise my younger self that it gets better and that everything works itself out the way it's supposed to. You can't force things. You can put an effort to do things, but if things don't work out the way originally planned, then adapt. Be flexible, be open-minded. Don't get so emotionally involved with like boys and love and all that. Love is important, but I feel that self-love is more important. That's something that needs to be addressed first before you could even like think about loving somebody else. That's just advice that I would get to my younger self. And yeah, that's pretty much all the questions I feel that are relevant. Some of the other questions were kind of weird and kind of like sexual, and that's not what I came to do on this video. This video I really wanted to address the real. You get me? That's pretty much all that I'm gonna answer for today. If you guys have any other questions though, feel free to comment it down below. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. Comment any other video ideas that you'd want me to do. I do appreciate everyone that watched this video and watched all the way to this point. I love you guys, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.